Hey, what's going on, guys? David Lee back with a new video. This is going to be a gear review, I guess, from the title. But basically, this video is going to be a field test review of the new handles and the wireless thumb control for the Zhiyun crane. I bought the Zhiyun crane about maybe 2 months ago, the version 2, and I absolutely love it. It's the only gimbal that I own, minus Adobe Gorilla Pod and the one from Suryu, whatever that is. Good, solid like handheld tripod or monopod tripod thing. I'm gonna cut that out. Anyways, so going back to the new handles, the Zhiyun crane by itself with the single sort of like pillar handle that you can use, it's really good. But one thing to notice that is if you start adding on extra equipment on top of it, say like a shotgun mic, maybe you have a longer lens on, and if you're doing like a whole day shoot, 3, 4, 5 hours or longer, it gets really hard to just hold in one hand. You're kind of just like this after a while, and you're like, my neck, and so it's a bit uncomfortable at times if you're using it for more than an hour or so. You have to like switch hands, and becomes this really weird thing. It's more comparable to the Radeon M and the Movi, where you have more like not necessarily stabilization. Obviously it'll help in that, but I think more ergonomics and more ease of use, and just having it more comfortable for longer periods of time helps out tremendously. And the thing I love the most about the handles and the thumb control is you can collapse them down, put them into your camera bag or whatever you have. It's literally just like, 2 handles, the main rod, and then the small thumb control and the bracket that comes with it. The Zhiyun crane itself is already easy to disassemble and reassemble. Having 5 extra parts for the handles and the thumb control really aren't going to add on to your assembly time, and as we all know, the more time it takes to assemble something, the less time you're actually shooting and filming. I'll walk in a bit closer. So basically what you have for the main components of the handle and the... Drop this. Where am I going with this? I don't even know. So the 3 main components of the handle system are basically you have the main rod. I'll back up a little bit, and if you can see that. I'm gonna pancake lens right now. So this is the main rod, and then you have 2 handles that come on the sides of it. And I mean, it's a very basic assembly. You have these thumb screws, and you connect the handle to the sides of it. You slide one side to the edge, and then you slide the other handle on the opposite side. Now, what I like to do with this is, well, I've never really used the Radeon or the Movi. I've only seen people use it. But what I figure is that right now, if I took a side view, if you have it straight, kind of like symmetric like this, I think you can use it that way, right? It kind of depends on like what you're actually doing with the gimbal. But what I prefer to use so far is I have it slightly at an angle, and then from here, ergonomically, it's a lot easier to hold since you have the gimbal, your camera on top. It's a little bit, forward from the axis of stabilization here. So it's a little bit easier to use when you have at an angle. And then to secure, you basically just use the thumb screws. Boom. There you go. The controller is really lightweight. I mean, this thing's just plastic basically. And there is no battery insertion for this. So basically, to charge it, you have a micro USB, but they provide you with a cable, which is freaking awesome. I believe you can still use the one that came with the Zhiyun crane as well too. They're basically the same thing. So how it works is you have this bracket system here, again with the thumb screw, and the bracket comes with 2 of these, like, I don't know, there's sort of like foam like wrapping layers around it. So I didn't use both of them. I don't know why they gave you 2. I just use one of them. So basically, here's the bracket. You insert the foam into it, and then you can clamp the bracket down. The idea behind that is that you don't scratch the surface of the metal rod, the metal piping, metal thingy. What I've been kind of experimenting with is I haven't used this for a professional gig, but I will use it tomorrow. Today is Friday. Shooting tomorrow. Yeah, I'm shooting a commercial tomorrow, so I'll get to use it then. But basically, I have it wrapped around the right side since I'm right-handed. That's normally where I would use a thumb control. You have it secured around. It's just wrapping it around, and then you would take the thumb screw, insert, and then when you're done, you pretty much have it on the side here, right? So if I was like, you know, doing gimbal stuff, right? Yeah. Now to attach the wireless thumb control to the bracket itself, it's really easy. You have these little like slivers on the side of the thumb control. I don't know if you can even see this. Yeah, my Canon's focusing on me. Face tracking. I love the dual pixel autofocus on this. Even though I shoot with Sony, okay, that's a side rant, something. Basically, you take the sides, you insert them to the slivers of the bracket itself, and it basically just snaps in like that. I will say that the sides here of the bracket are plastic, so I'm a little bit kind of worried that, you know, if I'm in a rush or something like that, and if I try to, you know, take out the thumb control, I might just snap the plastic, so be cautious of that. So that's basically how you would connect the thumb control to the main stabilizing bracket itself. A little bit of a wardrobe change, a little bit of a lighting change. The reason why is I didn't know what time it was, or I lost track of time, I should say. So I had to go do some stuff, work-related things as well too. You saw a little bit of that. I was shooting just some behind-the-scenes footage for a band, local band here in Orange County, Sony A6500 in pretty low light. Anyways, let's move on. We're gonna move straight into a field test of using the Zhiyun crane with the handles. I'm not exactly sure what the actual name of the product is. I think it's just the handles. But as you can see here from the previous clip, I have it fully assembled. I'm gonna scoot back. So this is what it looks like. Right now it's actually powered off, as you can tell. But we are going to move forward in just a few short moments to an actual field test. I am shooting a commercial later today for a wedding venue. But I just wanted to show you guys kind of like how it looks when it's all set up. This is the A6500. This is the A6500 with the Sony 28mm f2.0 lens, which I pretty much just leave on this guy the entire time. I rarely take it off ever. So the thing that you're probably wondering is, how do you actually control it since you're used to just using it with one hand? And all you really do to kind of get it going is you turn on the Zhiyun crane itself. As you can see, it should be a little bit more into motion here. To synchronize the wireless thumb controller with the unit itself, see if I can double hand this thing, you're gonna press the mode button and you're going to also press the power button at the same time. I don't know if you can see that, but I have one small blue LED light and then one of the amber lights. So if I pan to up in the first mode, okay, and then if I switch, so right now I'm using the thumb controller the entire time. Right, I go down, And if I switch modes so that's locked on focus, then I should be able to pan. Yep, and pan. Yeah, pretty much, right? If I reset mode, it should go back to normal. Cool. So let's go test it out.
Here at Casa del Lago Events, we have a genuine passion for creating unforgettable memories. We have a beautiful wedding about to take place here at our premier venue in downtown Fullerton. You need to take a look around. Come on in.
Alright, so fast forward a little bit. I'm actually filming a commercial right now at a wedding venue. You can see some like wedding stuff. But so far with the new handles for the crane, not too bad. Looks okay. The only issue I have right now is the manual does say that it shuts off after 30 seconds, I think, of in use, not using it. Which kind of sucks because if you're not recording something or if you need to use your pan options and tilt options, you have to reset or repower on the thumb control and then continue on. So one caveat, but other than that, it's pretty freaking awesome. All right, so yeah, just finishing up here. I'm gonna get some drone stuff right now and then go make videos and stuff.
So not a bad piece of equipment, to be honest. Is it essential? I think that's the one thing that maybe you're looking at is if you already have the crane, do you really need the dual hand system with the wireless thumb controller? I don't think you absolutely need it in order to benefit the most from the crane. I feel like the crane is good enough by itself, but if you're going to be using the crane for 2, 3, 4 hours, then I personally think that having the dual hand system is going to be able to provide you with just more comfort over time. Especially if you have to use like one hand the whole entire time for like 2, 3 hours, you have to switch hands and then both hands get tired. At least with the dual hand system, you have both hands free, which means you can stabilize through, having it closer to like your arms, your elbows are in. Just like how you would hand hold a camera for maximum stabilization, is you don't want, your camera all the way out here. You want it a little bit closer in so that way you can stabilize it, one, and then two, you'll be able to use your camera for longer periods of time. Now, I've only had one experience so far with a professional gig, so it'll be interesting to see how far I can take the crane when it comes to other types of videos and films that I'll be doing. But I definitely feel that, for one, wherever I go with the crane, I'm definitely going to bring the dual hand system with me because it's so small. The bar is only like, I don't know, a few inches long, as well as the handles. The thumb controller, I put in a small bag with my intervalometer and some small cable, so really easy to fit in. The crane itself, I just used the casing that came with it. It's sturdy, right? So I feel all in all, for the investment, you're getting a really, really good deal. It is a little bit of an investment. $99 for the dual hand system itself, and then for the wireless thumb controller, it's $45. You may be able to find both of them for a used price on eBay or even on Amazon. But I've seen the gimbal down. When I bought the version 2, it was like $585 off of eBay. Now I've seen it for like $489 brand new. If you tack on the extra $100 and also the $45 for the dual hand system, it's not a bad deal. Compared to a Ronin M or even a Movi, which, those are freaking awesome pieces of equipment. But I feel like for something like, if you're using mirrorless cameras, GH4, Sony Alpha line, and even like the Canon 80D, I believe, should be able to hold this guy on. So I hope that helps you guys out in some way if you're looking at getting the dual crane system. But if you have any questions or comments on using the crane, anything at all with the assembly, please let me know. Leave a comment down below. I'll respond to you guys as soon as I can. Other than that, my name is David Lee. I'll see you guys in the next video.